Alright guys, like I said, I was going to show you how I did everything in my journey. There's a lot of things that I do in my free time between picking up my kids and spending time with my family, and how I fit reloading and guns into the things that I do every day. What I got right now is I went and picked up some 250 CCI primers. I went ahead and started priming some brass. This is the first shots out of my 308, so it's already fire formed. Unfortunately for semi-auto, it needs to be full size, full resized, case sized. So what I've had to do is I've got some PMC brass here. Those I went ahead and primed. Don't need to swage those. However, I've got some Lake City 762 military brass here. Those I have to swage. I do everything by budget. Everything has a point. Everything has a dollar. That's really important to me. I don't have a chance to spend a lot of money on reloading and guns and everything, so I have to make what I use count. I got a Lyman swage tool here, and run it a couple times and it's done, it's ready. I've already did all these to save me some time. They're fantastic. It does it really well. I use the same one on my 223 556 brass. And let me prime a few cases for you. This is my lead primer. It came with the 50th anniversary kit that I have that I use to reload from. And it works really well. It works for me. And just start going. There we go. Now we're ready. Just check it. It's good. And we'll go on to the next. Now, comes like that. Didn't knock the military crimp off well enough. If I feel any resistance, I'll stop, check my case, and there it went. Worked just fine. These are going to be my initial test shots with reloading. I'm going to do my full workup. I've got 40 PMC, I've got 30 Lake City, and I don't really mind using one over the other. It doesn't bother me. I don't worry about getting high-end brass. I want accuracy, but my budget can't afford Lapua brass or whatever you've got there. I've had really good luck with reloading mixed head stamps. All my 223, 556 is all mixed. I've got some Lake City that I've pulled out to the side just to see if later on I can test those and see if I can get any better accuracy or there's something special about them. But as of right now, I shoot 1/8 groups with my AR-10, and it works just fine. I don't see a reason at the level that I do to go and spend the big money and change, and get the different head stamps that everybody goes about. As you see, I've got some when the primers don't want to go, I don't force them in. I'll set them to the side and work on those afterwards. If I can't get a primer to go in them, I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to have one blow up on me. After watching a couple of reloading channels, I don't see that that's a realistic thing that's going to happen very often. And my case isn't fitting. Alright, next one. I don't spend too much time trying to force them in. If it doesn't go, I'll set it to the side, go on to the next one. But I'll fit this in. I've spent probably 15 minutes on it so far. I'll spend probably another 15 or 20 minutes on it to get this all primed and ready, and then I'll let this set until I get a time to actually set out some charges, get everything ready, and then I'll pour my charges and I'll press them all at the same time. I won't let them sit or anything like that, so I'll wait till I have an hour or two to sit down and get everything set off to the side and ready to go. This being the first time that I'm priming this 308 brass, there's still a learning curve here for me. So I'm going to see what I can get going. If I've got to force it too much, I'm just not going to do it. So these here, I'll take a closer look at them here in a minute, see what's going on with them, and go with it from there. But make sure they're all sitting flat and good in there. They're sitting flush. And once I run through this one time, when I go to reload it the second time, it'll work a lot better for me. But I want y'all to see, this is really, I mean, better, can't say it really any better, but a poor man's way to reload. And I don't have much money put into reloading. I just don't have it at the time, so these are the steps that I take to so that I can shoot a little bit more without financially hurting my family. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a look at these 11 cases and see what I need to do to get them to work. But I'll catch you on the next phase. As a side note on this video, I'm having problems with the Lake City brass with it going in, and it looks like it may be one of two things. I may not be pulling the crimp off enough, and I don't know if I can really get you to see the crimp there, if you can see that. The crimp's still pretty much on there a good bit, and what's happening is, I don't know if you can see there we go, if you can see the way it's letting the primer slip in there and it's getting the little lip there. But I'm having to push it a little bit more when I go to use my swage tool. It's been used a lot, so I've swaged all maybe 400 cases with this already with my 5.56, and it worked really well. But it's kind of worn out, and so I'm having to kind of use the edge to roll that edge a little bit more to just get it ready. And even doing that with those 11 that were giving me a hard time, I am still having to muscle it in there, and that one did just fine. So that's kind of what I'm having to do to get these to go in. It's not really causing a huge problem other than just a tad bit more work on my part. And so it may be time to look into an alternative for this, or maybe it's time just to buy another one. And I'll show you the swage tool here in just a second. That one's not one to seat. It's good in there. There it goes. Popped in. And you can see a little bit of metal. It's come off right there. Now I've had some of my 223 556 come off that way. I hadn't had a problem with shooting any of them, but let me show you what my swage tool. You know, this thing's done a lot. I mean, it's done by hand, and I mean it's seen its day, that's for sure. I mean, it's stepped anyways, but you know, it's worn down. But I just wanted to give you all a heads up of what my problem was, or at least what I figure out what I think it to be. But I'll attach it and make a note for y'all. We'll go from there, guys.